Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
In the podcasting life, they must fight to survive. Shackled by the chains of the past. They're the biggest of geeks, cause they watch every week. Subscribe to see if they can last. Go, Ranger Danger. We can't ever stop. Go, Ranger Danger. Podcast till we drop, probably forever. Yeah, whatever. Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger Dino Charge.
Welcome once again to Ranger Danger Dino Charge. This is the show where we watch episodes of the TV series Thunderbirds Are Go, and then afterwards... I'm hoping that if I keep saying it one day, you'll just let me do it.
I'm not stopping you from watching Thunderbirds.
No,
I've never said anything about you not being allowed to watch Thunderbirds. It's just not the podcast that we're doing.
All right.
If you'd come to me 2 years ago and said, Michael, I want to do a podcast about Thunderbirds, we'd be done by now. Well,
like we wouldn't, because the show is still airing.
Well, yeah, but we'd have finished all the old Thunderbirds.
That's true.
They'd have been Thunderbirds Are Went.
We actually watch Power Rangers Dino Charge on this podcast. This will be episode 791 of Power Rangers in general, episode 11 of Power Rangers Dino Charge. It's entitled Breakout, so presumably it's about my years in high school. Because of pimples.
You weren't in jail.
No.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Just as a point of disclosure up top at the front of the show,
yep.
I'm now 24 hours into life without sugar.
Okay.
And it's already adversely affecting my biology, so I'm either going to hate everyone and everything or fall asleep during this podcast.
Okay, neither of those are ideal.
I understand. I'm not in control of my body at this point.
Okay, I mean, you could just have some sugar, but...
No, but that would be giving in.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So, if this episode is terrible, write Matt a letter and let him know.
Just send me some bags of sugar.
I don't recommend that, especially if you're overseas.
It is heavy, but look, if you love the podcast...
Send Matt some sugar.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on that as a tagline.
Okay.
Well, so Matt, Breakout. Do you reckon we'll see a new Power Ranger?
You know what? I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I've got nothing to back that up.
Okay.
I just feel like it'll be next episode.
Right.
It's my sense.
Is that you think that, like, whoever it is inside Fury might break out and then next week they become a Power Ranger?
Yeah, I can see it.
Or do you think it won't happen at all this week?
I can see it ending with the breakout of Fury and, like, shining light and then someone going, and end of episode.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Before we get to that, though, we do have a small bit of Power Rangers-related news.
Yep.
The production company over in New Zealand is looking for an intern on the Power Rangers writing staff.
Yep, they sure are.
The only reason I haven't already moved over to New Zealand is because I just started a job that I really love.
Literally, you just started a new job.
It was 2 weeks ago. If it wasn't for that, I would be in New Zealand pounding on their doors right now. So if you're out there and you're a person who loves writing and you meet the criteria, you should probably speak to those people about working on Power Rangers.
Yeah, we'll put a link to the job ad in the show notes if you're in New Zealand and are interested in that sort of thing.
And if you do get in, you'll have to get us information on the download.
Yeah, you definitely have to, don't do anything illicit. Like, don't sneak us sneaky information.
Definitely do things that are illicit and definitely sneak us sneaky information.
Just, we're your friends.
Well, we will be once you're in a position of power.
No, man, I like to think that we're already everybody's friends.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
A stranger is just a friend who hasn't listened to your podcast yet, Matt.
Yes. You've been watching the Doctor Who prologue.
No.
No? What?
No.
Really?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, go watch that, and that'll seem very strange.
Okay, I'll put a link to that in the show notes as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Matt, where can people find those show notes?
At our interweb website, that's www.rangerdangerpodcast.com. If you want to send us an interweb mail so we can have questions to read out, which we love and haven't been getting enough of lately, that's rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to engage us in some Twitter tweet discussion, we're at RangerDcast on Twitter, so point your Twitter tweet device that way. You can also find us on iTunes and Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube and Google+.
Tune in.
Tune in.
I feel like there's one more.
There is. It's our shop. rangerdangerpodcast.com/shop, where you can buy a mug and some things that aren't mugs.
Yep, that's about right.
Don't try and use the shirt as a mug, because it will not hold liquid in the same way that a mug does.
That's true, but also don't try to use the mug as a shirt.
Or, if you're feeling sexy, do.
No. No, just no.
Well, Michael and I are on different sides of this issue. This isn't going to be resolved right now. We might go and watch this episode of Power Rangers Dino Charge, and then return thereafter to discuss it with our mouths. See you soon, guys.
Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger.
So that episode moved fast.
Yeah, it got a lot done, didn't it?
It was efficient.
Yep.
So you were right. It was first came off the rank. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
That's what I like to hear.
We had a new Power Ranger.
We had a new Power Ranger.
Yeah, exciting.
It is exciting. I'm excited.
You should be. And that should take some of the edge off me getting so many points in Fantasy Zordon this week.
Yeah, you must have done well, because
I did pretty good.
I did pretty poorly. So we'll get to that at the end of the episode. Do you want to take this one from the top?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so we're in space on Sledge's spaceship.
Not like in space.
Not Power Rangers in space. Power Rangers bad guys in space. So Sledge is watching last week's episode.
Yeah, he had it recorded.
Yeah, well, you've got to DVR it because he can't watch it at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning.
It was probably on the same time as like MasterChef.
Yeah, exactly. And, he loves that MasterChef.
Yep.
So he's shitty at Fury because the Terra Megazord ran out of power.
Yep.
And he says it's worthless to him if it can't transform.
Into a Megazord.
I mean, it's still like a giant flying pterodactyl robot that can shoot lightning.
Yeah, but I think, it can't beat the Megazord, so...
No, but, there's a lot of other continents. No one ever attacks places that the Power Rangers aren't.
I feel like they could just go to France. It would be a short victory.
Yeah, And then you've got France, and then you could work from there.
No, I mean, like...
the Power Rangers could go to France. Right.
Yes, that's right. They have planes.
They do have giant flying robots, too. Yeah, fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So basically, Fury promises that he'll figure something out to make it work. We're at the museum.
Yeah, where Kendall is giving a speech about the history of the gem with no context or introduction, just exposition.
She's giving a speech, Matt.
It's not like, hey everyone, thanks for coming, this is the exhibition. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of this gem.
In media res.
But, like, there's nothing on the tail end of it either. He just finishes the story and then, like,
maybe... no, I got nothing.
She's a high-flying businesswoman. She's a place
she's a very important museum director. Directing museums. So, we basically get a recap of the story that we heard last week.
Yes. We get a bit more of it, though.
Last week we found out that there was a guy called Sir Ivan who was bodyguarding the prince. He discovered a stone in the water. That's about where we got up to last week. In this, we find out that the shitty kid prince wanted that stone.
We also find out just how much of a shitty kid prince he is.
Proper shitty.
He's a real turd.
For like an 11-year-old, really just not good.
Yeah.
I guess that's what being a prince in 1200 was like, though.
Probably.
Unfortunately.
You're right.
So then someone came in dressed in a ridiculous giant furry robe.
Yeah, can I just say that was clearly meant to look like tribal and aggressive, and instead came off as high fashion.
And covered himself in a rug for some reason.
to me, it looks like he just stepped off
It's
the
just-
runway in Milan.
Like, I understand why he might want to disguise the fact that he's a giant monster, but I don't quite understand the logistics of how that would work. Like, while he's moving through a
Yeah.
town, maybe you don't want to be a giant monster. But also, what is anyone going to do? Like, he's a giant monster with a lightning sword.
Plus, he's clearly not a person. Like,
A
if you're walking through town
7-foot-tall
and you see
cloak.
that, you're not like, yeah. And, like, again, it's not an animal skin that he's wearing. It's like a carpet.
Okay, go.
So, yeah, I think his coat is stupid.
His coat is very stupid. I'm with you there. So basically, Sir Ivan starts fighting him.
Yep. Does a pretty good job.
Yeah, you know, he's got a sword. They do some sword.
But, yeah, I mean, it's even better than a shovel, apparently.
I think that everybody would agree on that. There's not many people who'd go, if you're in a fight and can choose between a sword and a shovel, go for the shovel.
Well, it depends. In this situation, am I Dig Dug?
No, you are not.
Okay, then yes, I
In
agree.
very few situations are you Dig Dug.
You'd think that, but
Are you telling me that occasionally you are Dig Dug?
I'm just saying I've had some Dig Dug experiences in my time.
Okay. So, we don't get a new opening sequence this week, but I guess probably next week?
Maybe, unless he, like, doesn't turn up next week.
I guess that's possible given the ending of this episode.
Absolutely.
But so, when we come back from the credits, Ivan is still fighting Fury.
Yep.
We still don't officially know he's Fury yet, but he sounds like Fury, and there's two characters it could be, and they're both Fury. So,
Yep.
we go back to the museum. Kendall says whatever happened next, at this point, you know, the prince was knocked unconscious, there was no one else there, Sir Ivan disappeared, and so did the monster.
And the shitty kid ended up with the energem.
Yes. It just kind of floated down into his hand.
Could I just say, found it in a creek is the least exciting energem discovery so far.
Yep. Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
It's worse than found it in the creepy antique shop.
Oh, yeah, it probably is. Yeah. I mean, he was given it for his bravery, Matt.
Well, like, he was, like, at the end, but... That's...
Yeah, well, look,
was
there's
mo-
4 more energems left, so we could get a worse one.
That's true.
You never know.
What would be worse, do you think?
Maybe just, like, woke up one day and it was there.
I've got it. You find it in your burger.
That would be great.
Would it?
Yeah, I mean, probably bad for the teeth.
I was going to say, what happens if you break your teeth?
Yeah, I don't... Well, I would trade a tooth for being a Power Ranger.
Yeah, that's true.
They can give you replacement teeth.
Yeah. Alright, fair point.
Yeah. So, as they're telling the end of that story, some limos show up.
Oh no, it's the feds.
It is the feds, but the feds of Xandar.
Yeah.
So there's like 4 or 5 dudes in suits with silver briefcases, and they've all got sunglasses on, so you know they're serious.
Yep.
And there's also a fancy man in a grey coat.
Yeah. Very fancy.
Yeah, so he kind of strides in.
Yep.
And demands that his, I guess, bodyguards start collecting the treasures, which they instantly just start grabbing and packing them into the cases.
They're pretty efficient packers.
They are. I imagine that these are Xandar's best packers.
They're like Xandar security by day and removalists by night.
Well, you know, you got to make a second job. You can't make a living as Xandar security.
The Xandar economy, not great.
No. 1 Xandar dollar is equal to like 3 cents.
Yeah.
It's rough. If anybody just walked into a museum and started just grabbing stuff, they'd get shot straight away.
In America,
Yeah, well, that's where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, in other countries, they'd get, I don't know, tased, I guess?
I'm not sure that museum security is really equipped with any sort of weaponry.
You definitely, like, call the police or something.
Oh, sure. I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't happen immediately.
Yeah. So, Snooty McGreycoat is Prince Philip III of Xandar.
Dun, dun, dun.
He points out that he's the real prince, unlike the imposters.
And then he holds up the magazine.
He's conveniently brought, I think it's the Xandar Weekly.
Yeah. Low production values, I just want to say.
And then I think my favourite thing is that he does just instantly recognise that those two are standing in front of him.
Yep.
I think he's already my favourite character.
Can I just say, too, that when they were dressing up as the prince and the princess...
Yes.
What's his face, Red Ranger?
Tyler, yes.
Tyler had a moustache on.
Yep.
The Princess Xandar doesn't have a moustache, we learned this week.
No.
So that was just an artistic choice on the part of Tyler.
Yeah, princes have got moustaches.
I guess he could have checked.
I guess maybe it was meant to be a disguise, except it doesn't work because the actual prince immediately goes, "Oh, that was you."
Yeah, I mean...
As any human being would.
Exactly.
I got nothing.
I'm so glad this happened, though, that, like, one of their harebrained schemes had some form of consequence for them.
So, Matt, Prince Philip III of Xandar...
Yeah.
Silver Ranger or Graphite Ranger?
I'm not sure. I'm bad at predicting this show, which is exciting. I'm not convinced he's going to be a Power Ranger.
Okay, interesting.
Because we've only got 4 left.
Yes.
One of them's going to be a girl.
Yep.
That leaves us with 3.
Mm-hmm.
If one of them is Tyler's dad,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them is the artist from last week,
Yep.
that doesn't leave us with a lot.
I feel like if I'm going to make a prediction, I'm going to lay it down now. I think we've met every Power Ranger.
Who's the purple one?
I think the purple one is Kendall.
Oh, of course.
I think the Aqua Ranger is Sketchy Face from last week.
Yep.
I think Prince Philip III is either Silver or Graphite. Maybe Graphite. He's the kind of dude who would go Graphite.
Yes.
And I think Silver is Riley's grey-shirted brother from episode 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And I think that's the team.
That'd be pretty cool.
Right? It's just like a nice mix. I would have liked another girl. But
I would have liked like 2 other girls, but
yeah,
yes.
but there's not a lot they can do there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, they kind of could.
They really could, thinking about it now, yeah. I mean, they've done it before.
They could just say, oh yeah, that one who doesn't have a skirt is also a girl.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they did for Mighty Morphin.
Yeah. They should do that. At least one more.
Yep.
Because 8-2 is just too far.
Yes, it really is.
Anyway, so Prince Philip, my favourite character, starts just going off at Coda.
Audience identification character for Michael.
He's just so good. He's absolutely an asshole, and he's just entirely unrepentant about it. It's brilliant.
I do like just how direct he is about who he is and his deal.
I mean, he's a prince, you know? Like, there's not many people who are going to talk back to him.
Yeah.
He's just... So he asked Coda if he was born in a cave. Coda reveals that no, he was born on a mammoth hunt. His mother could not make it home to the cave in time.
Aww.
Which is a great comeback if someone asks you that, even if you weren't actually born in a cave.
Yeah, but when does anyone actually ask you that?
I don't know. I imagine it happens, maybe.
Never.
Sometimes. So, Prince Philip doesn't think any of them are worthy to have access to the Energem.
Oh, man, there's some grade A ham on that bone. This guy is really overacting this shit, and I love it.
Yeah. He basically just grabs it, and they drive away.
Yeah.
Oh, end of episode, I guess. They don't have Energem anymore.
Goodbye, Gold Energem.
So there's some Vivix just watching from the bushes as they drive away.
I like to think that there's always Vivix watching in the bushes.
Oh, no.
Just in life.
No. Bad.
I mean, there's a lot of bushes out there. How would you know?
Well, no. I'm not comfortable with that sentence.
All right.
Ooh, boy. Okay,
Doesn't make it not true.
Some spaceships start chasing after the limos.
Yeah.
And shooting the limos with lasers.
Yep.
which does not appear to affect the paint job of the limos at all.
Oh, no. I mean, that's some quality Xandar metal.
Oh, okay, Xandar Steel.
Yeah, it's like the Wakanda of the Power Rangers universe.
Right, sure, fair enough. They've got
The economy's
vibranium
gone to
cars.
shit, but they have great cars,
Right.
yeah.
So the limos kind of park and everyone gets out.
Yeah.
And it's literally every bad guy except Sledge right there in front of them.
Yeah, they're about to get fucked up.
Yep. So there's Wrench, Fury, Poisandra, Curio, a bunch of Vivix, and some of the blue balls from last week.
Yeah. Hey, the blue balls are
I
back.
think they were called Spike balls? Spike balls?
I prefer blue balls.
Yeah, let's call them blue balls. So Fury goes directly after the Prince.
Yeah.
Says, give me the Energem. The Prince goes, what the fuck's an Energem? Fury goes, I've got a sword. And the Prince goes, oh, this thing. It was interesting. I wasn't sure at that point if he was meant to know what an Energem was and, like, had been acting, or if he's just figured out, okay, he probably wants the cool stone.
I think
Yeah.
that.
Certainly the later events of the episode suggest that he doesn't know what's up yet.
No.
Coda jumps over the car.
He just flies onto screen completely
It's
horizontally.
so good.
It's just like someone fired a Coda missile at Fury.
That is the thing that not enough episodes of this show have.
No.
So
and it was
Coda, unmorphed, just starts taking Fury on.
great. Just wailing on him. Like, if you don't walk away from this episode loving Coda, I don't know what
we're
to tell
11
you.
in.
You're
If
a bad
you didn't
person.
already love Coda, you were doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a
Yeah.
good one for him. All the other
Absolutely.
Rangers show up as well.
They don't just show up, though. They all slide into frame as the Vivix slide into frame from the other
Yep.
side. It's actually really fucking...
Yeah. I think, Matt, I don't know if we've talked about this. These last 3 episodes have kind of been a 3-parter about the introduction of the Gold Ranger.
Yeah.
My belief is that they were originally intended to all air with this one as the mid-season finale.
That makes a lot more sense.
So, I mean, one of the advantages of that would have been that the Gold Ranger could have gone on all the mid-season press stuff
Yeah.
instead of them having to keep him a secret until this week.
Yeah.
But the other advantage would have been, this is like a great high-action, big climax episode.
Oh, it feels like a mid-season finale, absolutely.
This is the kind of episode that you want to end on, so kids are going, yeah, Power Rangers!
100%. Because this thing goes, like, from 0 to 100 at around, like, minute 3, and then
Yep.
does not take its feet off the pedal.
No, there's a new Power Ranger in this episode, and we're not up to that
Yeah.
yet.
So,
So everybody starts doing some fighting. They're all unmorphed, but have got their weapons out and are using them.
some of them do. Riley
Yeah.
and Chase.
Yes, because they've got guns and swords, which are cool.
And I like that Riley's the sword guy and Chase is the gun guy, you know?
Yeah. Everyone's got a gun sword,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily all have to use it all the time.
No, and they've got specialties. Like, they have their...
Yeah. So Fury's about to lightning destroy the Prince
Yeah.
when Coda grabs a hubcap,
Yeah.
which is the second best defensive weapon in the world after a shovel.
Yes.
He uses it as shield. They go flying but don't die.
Can I just say that, like, the bad guy basically says, nobody can stop me now. And then Coda shouts, Coda stop you, and then jumps in. And it's really cool.
It is really cool. I kind of wish he'd get past the caveman talk now.
Yes, but in that moment, I was okay with it.
I definitely think if we get to Dino Supercharge and he's still doing it, it will have worn thin. But anyway, cool fight. Good fight.
Good fight. So Coda goes flying, and so does the Prince. They go down a hill together.
Yep.
And at that point, the Prince has his moment of clarity. He's like, oh, you're actually a pretty cool dude.
Yeah. After
then-
how I treated you, he says, why would you risk your life? And Coda says, well, you know, everyone's got good on the inside, even a dickhead Prince.
Yeah,
And the Prince goes, that's fair.
yeah, fair cop.
Yep. Great character. Just a great little character.
It's a very immediate turnaround in attitude, but that's fine.
You know, given what's happened to this guy in the past 20 minutes,
yeah.
he's had a big morning.
Look, I can kind of buy that being catalyst for a major heritage change.
Imagine if, like, you've come to reclaim the treasures of your homeland. You do that, there's a bunch of dickhead kids, and you put them in their place, and then all of a sudden, space monsters attack.
Yeah.
And those dickhead kids are like, no, we're not going to let the space monsters kill you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, good work, kids.
And to be fair, they did previously impersonate him. I understand why he'd come in a little.
Yep, absolutely. But no, it's all still good. Then, out of nowhere, comes a boulder.
Yeah, it's a comically oversized boulder too.
It's just, dumb prop, and it's so good.
Novelty-sized boulder.
So it knocks Coda out of the way, and Fury grabs the Energem.
Yeah.
So the prince figures out that Fury is the monster from 800 years ago.
What?
Surprise!
What? This is shocking information.
Is it? Oh, good, because I'd be worried if it was. So yeah, you know, I guess that's meant to be a revelation, but anyway.
It certainly played that way,
Yeah,
but
no, not really. So Fury's about to kill the prince when all of a sudden the other Rangers just shoot him.
Yes. And it's awesome.
It is also awesome. So, you know, Fury gets away, but
with the gold energy.
Oh yeah, with the gold energy. That's bad.
Yeah.
It's not good, but you know, it's all right, I guess. We'll figure it out.
But Kendall seems to have the problem solved.
Yes.
So she contacts Tyler and says that she has a brand new, again, Dino Charger that will help turn the tide against the Pterosaur.
Yep, she had a new one last week as well, so she's really cranking them out.
Look, she works hard. Like, you can't
Can I say
criticize her.
preemptively, this one is so dumb, I love it.
I agree.
It's just,
We'll
let's
get
get to that. So, Fury gets the Energem, summons the Pterosaur.
Yeah.
And then the other, like, all the Rangers kind of show up and go, you know, we're not going to let Fury, I guess, take over the world?
I just want to say now, because there's no really good specific time to talk about it. Riley's clothes are awesome.
Right.
He is such a goddamn nerd.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it makes me happy every time I see it. It's like, oh, you're a dog.
Well, I guess that's sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the Rangers minus Tyler, who's gone to get that new Dino Charger, they morph. The prince sees and goes, oh, they're the Power Rangers.
Yeah. No, he says they are Power Rangers. So, clearly he's been exposed to other Power Rangers.
Right, he's been watching the show for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Maybe he listens to the podcast.
Maybe. He's like, oh, that's what these guys have been talking about. I couldn't find a torrent.
Do you think, Matt, in the Power Rangers universe, we do a podcast about just the adventures of the Power Rangers?
See, I don't know, because I feel like we wouldn't have access to enough information.
Right.
And we'd probably have to do some legwork. So, like, you might do that. I wouldn't do that.
Maybe we'd be intrepid journalists, Matt.
I don't see me doing a lot of work, and I don't see you being intrepid.
Right. But maybe between the two of us, we could average out.
That's true.
We could average one intrepid journalist.
Yeah. Look, that is possible.
I'll do all the work, you do all the intrepid.
Yeah, okay, deal.
Deal. It's just like this podcast, really.
I was going to say, that's not too far from how things operate in real life.
It's really not. Oh, boy. So, Fury summons the Pterosaur. It shoots lightning at everyone.
Yeah! And then he makes a joke about being shocking.
Yep,
it's like,
great.
Come on, dude. Just be cool. Enjoy the moment.
Then all of a sudden, the Pterosaur is attacked by, like, a jet of fire.
Yeah.
Which is apparently something the T-Rex Zord can do.
I guess. Yeah.
They should do that more.
I agree.
So Tyler is standing on top of the T-Rex Zord.
Just chilling like a villain.
The effect looks terrible because he's just, like, standing completely vertically
with his arms
on top
crossed.
of the head. Yeah.
It looks terrible, but it's also kind of hilarious.
I mean, I guess it's better than when they used to do that with the White Ranger and the Tiger Zord, and it was clearly just like a miniature toy stuck on top.
I'm not convinced that it's better.
It's, I don't know, can we say equal?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so the Terrazord, it's still a threat
Yeah.
until Tyler uses this new Dino Strike Charger.
Yeah.
Matt, what does the Dino Strike Charger do?
It gives it Brachiosaurus? Something-saurus?
Yep.
The one with a really long neck. It gives it a really long neck.
So its head telescopes out.
Yeah.
So dumb.
But it makes so much sense to me the way I can't quite put my finger on. It's like,
Right.
yeah, of course, you get that dinosaur flavor power-up. And
It certainly makes a lot more sense than like, oh, you've got one which puts a giant battery on your chest.
Exactly. And this is a cool implementation of it.
Yep.
It's visually interesting, it makes sense relating to dinosaurs. I'm on board with this stuff.
Do you think we'll ever see this one again?
I don't hope so. But I also want to see that applied to other dinosaurs. But the problem is that they already need so many dinosaurs to make up the actual Zord.
Yeah, there's not many cool ones left over.
So I was like,
But they can
Stegosaurus.
just-
Oh, wait, no. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Yeah.
But, look, I loved it.
I don't know, I guess we'll probably see one or two more of those, I'd say.
I hope so.
Seems weird for that to have been a one-off.
Yeah, but, not out of...
So, it bites the Terrazord,
Yeah.
and apparently that's all it takes, and the Terrazord is just down.
Yeah, it's everyone... Fury just gives up at that point. He's like, oh, I guess I'm out. There goes my hopes and dreams.
That's kind of not a great part of the episode.
It takes the wind out of the past 3 episodes where finding the gold energy has seemed very important and dangerous.
Yeah,
Because apparently they just needed to have a long neck.
that's the magic trick. So the Rangers do a pose and get into Dino Steel,
Yeah.
and then everyone starts fighting.
Yeah.
So Tyler v Fury,
Yep.
they're roughly evenly matched.
Yep.
And they kind of go off into their own little corner while
Yep.
everyone else keeps going. Shelby loans Riley her, dinosaur mouth weapon.
Yeah.
Because she can kick the ass of Vivix without having to do anything.
Which is cool. I appreciate that bit of characterization.
Yeah, so Riley uses her weapon to, drill down. He uses dig, is what he does.
Oh, yeah.
He drills down, Poisandra...
He has to wait a turn.
Yeah, Poisandra and Curia go, ha, he's running away. And then he just jumps out from behind them and stabs them with his sword.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, they make a, blue, green, pink weapon,
Yep.
which is like a big gun. Lots of them are like big guns.
Yeah, I think the problem with these weapons is they're all so vague.
They really are.
But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I guess. So, meanwhile, Tyler is attacking Fury, and Fury does, his big attack. Tyler basically just sidesteps it.
He looks like he jumped over the top of it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and then he just punches the shit out of Fury.
Yeah, he does his special attack. And it's basically turning into a comet and punching
It's
him.
a good special attack.
It's pretty cool. I do like it.
Yeah.
It's like, in Mass Effect, that move you can do that's you just walk towards someone and then just punch them and knock them away.
I'm just generally a video game fan of attacks where you start far away and then end up just punching someone in the face.
I agree.
That's my kind of thing.
In Mass Effect,
Yep.
I played a Vanguard.
Right.
And my favorite thing to do, especially I think it was 3, where I had a Scorpion, which is it basically shoots sticky grenades.
Right.
But the sticky grenades are very effective if the person doesn't have shield. So what I would do is fire 2 sticky grenades at them, and then immediately charge at them to strip their shields, and then knock them into the air, and then the sticky grenades would explode, and they would explode in midair.
That sounds pretty rad.
It's so rad.
Yeah, I didn't play a lot of Destiny, but when
Yes.
I was playing Destiny, my character was someone who just ran at people and punched them in the face.
It's a good thing to do with your life.
It's
That's-
just, don't
I
do it with
endorse
your
that-
life. No,
I endorse that
no,
behavior.
No, we do. The Ranger Danger podcast does not endorse punching people in the face.
generally.
Unless they really deserve it or are space monsters, okay?
I mean, if they're space monsters and they don't deserve it, don't do it.
You know, that's fair. If they really deserve it.
Yeah.
Yep, good. So, Fury refuses to sacrifice the Energem.
Yeah.
But that's not great for him, because all of a sudden the thing inside him starts kind of erupting?
Breaking out?
Breaking out, maybe?
Yeah.
So there's clearly arms and a head. And at first I thought maybe it was going to get sucked back in.
Yeah.
But then, no, now all of a sudden it's got legs.
Yep.
And it separates, and then there's a huge explosion.
It actually demorphs all the team.
Yep. So that they can react.
The demorphing effect here is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
The way that the energy sort of dissipates.
Yeah, you know. I like a demorph, a strategic demorph.
Yeah.
It's got to be, and in this case it feels earned too.
Yeah, it's not like earlier in the season where they were just kind of getting punched out of it all the time.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that would demorph you.
Yeah.
So it's not Tyler's dad, Matt.
Oh. Tyler takes a long time to accept this fact. It's kind of embarrassing for him.
I mean, you know, he hoped it was his dad.
Which I get. But there's a lot of, like, after clearly seeing it's not your dad, him going, you're not my dad. It's a weird thing to say to a stranger.
Don't you just say that to all strangers you meet?
Oh, look, I try to avoid it.
I say it to everybody I meet, except my dad, obviously.
Because he's your dad.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a weird thing to say to your dad.
Yeah, you don't want to be weird.
Even weirder than saying it to strangers, really.
Well, maybe if you're really angry.
Yeah, unless, certainly in that context.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the night.
where were we?
It's Sir Ivan of Xandar.
Ah, Sir Ivan of Xandar.
And Chase goes, it's Sir Ivan of Xandar.
Yeah.
Just in case you weren't paying attention 5 minutes ago.
Or you're really bad at faces.
Yeah. So, Sir Ivan says it's time to morph, which raises all kinds of questions.
Yeah.
Like, could he... I guess maybe he could, like, see out of Fury?
That's the only thing that would make this make any sort of sense to me.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not too much of a stretch, I don't think.
I don't think so, because we could see him stopping Fury from doing things.
Yes.
So that would require some knowledge of what's going on around him.
Yeah, okay, so, you know, he knows what a Power Ranger is, he's kind of up to speed.
Yeah.
So, he does maybe the raddest morph I've ever seen.
It's pretty cool.
He grabs his Energem, throws it into the air, summons a fossil... I guess it's like a bracer?
Yeah, it's almost like a catapult, but on your wrist.
Yeah. So, like, he holds the end of it in his hand, and then
Yeah.
the rest of it comes back over his forearm, and it's got wings and stuff.
Yep.
It's blue and gold,
Yep.
and he kind of points it up so that the Energem lands in it. And
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for any time someone throws something in the air and then catches it in something else.
Yes. I agree.
So he morphs, and he morphs, like, on set rather than in a special effect.
Yeah, which I miss the special effect, but yeah, that's fine.
I imagine we'll probably get a special effect the next time.
I hope so, yeah.
I like it as the first time they morph.
Yeah.
It adds a bit of weight to it.
Yeah.
He is a bit of a blowhard.
He is.
Oh, man.
He's going to be another person that either needs to tone down rapidly or is going to wear on our good grace very quickly,
Yeah.
I think.
Literally every attack he does for what must be the next 3 to 5 minutes
Oh, yeah.
has a name.
Uh-huh.
I don't like attacks with names.
I don't, like, you could have one,
Yeah.
my thing, but not all of them.
Yeah, if you've got, like, special attacks, they can
Yeah.
have names. If you're just, like, shooting someone,
Yeah.
that doesn't need to be a magical thing. That can just be a gun.
I can just see him at the supermarket being like, taking beans off the shelf! Putting it into the shopping trolley!
I would watch half an hour of him at the supermarket doing that. Paying for my goods. Was that cash or credit? I would like to use cash.
Using cash!
Receiving change. So his bracer is like...
Not knowing where to put coins.
It's awkward, isn't it? Because they
Only had card
they
wallet.
put the coins on top of the note, and then you try to put the note into your wallet, but you don't want to put... Anyway. So his bracer is like a wrist laser.
Yeah.
And then he just grows like wings.
Kind of just goes nuts. The next 5 minutes, he just wails on these guys.
At some point he says, "Get thee back, gargoyles."
Yeah.
And that's a sentence that should be said more often on Power Rangers.
I agree.
So his sword is the Terra Saber,
Yep.
which arrives as lightning.
Yes.
The blade opens up.
Yep.
The Energem goes in the middle.
Yep.
And then it electrocutes people so you can see their skeletons.
It's pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
It's like finally a decent weapon on this show.
It's a little bit too like comedy slapstick almost.
Well, the thing is, I thought he was legitimately going to murder half these monsters.
I did wonder if maybe he was gonna like no more wrench.
I think Wrench was the one where I was like, oh shit, he's gonna die. Like he's not fucking around.
He doesn't kill wrench.
No, Bill, I'll be like it's close.
Yeah, he does skeleton him.
Yeah,
And then the two blue balls show up,
yeah,
and he
they're back
does
again.
a Xandar Thunder.
He does. You
Holy
almost
shit.
can't see the text, but
No, it definitely like is a lightning attack that says Xandar Thunder.
yeah,
Yep. So
it's pretty cool.
Sledge does his Magna Beam.
Yep.
So the other Rangers run up to him and say, "We'll call our Megazord." And he's like, guys, I got this.
Yeah, so don't even worry about it. You guys just go home, have a nap.
Riley says, "But hey, your Megazord is evil." And the Prince is like, nah, also not a problem.
He's so confident.
I mean, you know, he's had 800 years to figure this out.
Yeah.
So he just
He thought about it a lot.
he puts his sword into the Terrazord. And
Yep.
like its visor slides up so you can see its eyes, and so it's no longer evil.
Yeah.
It also loses the cape.
Yeah, I had in my notes, cape.
I guess it was an evil cape?
Yeah, which I get, but I miss it.
No, I miss the cape. Be nice if they kept the cape.
Maybe
Anyway.
you'll find another good one.
Oh, a heroic cape.
It'll be pink.
So he does a chest lightning attack, and basically the blue balls are dead.
Well, yeah, not before.
There's some sword fight stuff.
Yeah, with his fucking arm blades.
The arm blades are cool.
He
I'm
just
a fan of
basically
arm
like
blades.
Wolverines the two blue balls.
He's the best there is at what he does, and what he does is
Like
I
tearing
guess
through
it's
all of the
kinda
monsters
nice.
like they're fucking butter. Yeah.
yeah, but you know, like the G version of that.
Yeah. He adapted to all of this very quickly.
Well,
Like-
you know, I think you have to accept that he's been watching.
But even that, like, I get that. Like, sure, you've seen Fury using the sword, you know what the controls are. But
Yeah.
there's no learning curve for this dude.
No, you know, he's good at it.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's cool.
So, I mean, that's it, basically.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I mean,
monsters destroyed.
yeah. Monster vanquished.
Yep, that's their catchphrase, which he knows.
Yep. Well, he's been watching.
Yeah, paying attention.
So, he comes back down to Earth.
Yep, everyone says hi.
And, yeah, everyone's like, hey, buddy. I think Coda has his moment of realizing that now 1/3 of this Power Rangers team is a time-displaced.
Yep, absolutely.
And he has a buddy.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, I'm going to show you burgers. Which,
I've got to be honest, in 800 years... Look, I'm a fan of a hamburger. I'm on record as a fan of a hamburger. I feel like there's some other things that you might want to start with.
but the thing is, he would have seen a lot.
I guess, but he probably hasn't
But-
had a hamburger.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, neither have I in several years, but...
Yeah, well, you've made the wrong decision with your life. That's fine. We can all accept that.
Yeah. I don't necessarily just...
Prince Philip shows up, and everyone's kind of like, "Oh, you're still around."
I like that they're kind of being cagey, because like, oh, this guy knows our secret now. So maybe we should be nice to him.
Yeah. So Sir Ivan offers the Energem to the prince because he's got some sort of magical Xandar sense.
Yep. He actually says, "I recognize the blood of Xandar anywhere." It's super creepy. Don't go out to a person and be like, "Hey, I recognize your blood."
Is he like a racist uncle who can always spot an Irishman?
Yes.
Like, he's like, no, I know everyone from Xandar. I know what they all look like. So they explain...
They have that look in their eyes.
Yeah, they got that shifty look. They
look like they
explain
wanna
what
steal
the
money.
Energems are.
Yep.
And so the prince goes, no, Sir Ivan, you should probably hold on to that. On account of...
Being a Power Ranger looks hard.
Yeah, you can turn into a Power Ranger. I can't do that. And also dangerous. Yeah. So they go like, right, come on, Sir Ivan. And Ivan's like, no, fuck that, I'm out.
He does just walk off.
Which
is pretty in character for him at this point. Like, he does not give a fuck about anyone or anything.
What he basically says is, he's been inside another dude for 800 years.
And that's not as good.
No. Does that sound good?
I mean, like, that depends on your taste.
800 years just seems like a very long time, even if you like that sort of thing. But anyway...
If you continue to like it...
Anyway, let's move past that. He basically says, look, I've been trapped, I'm going to go for a walk. And so everyone's like, alright, let him go for a walk.
Yes, that's probably fair. Like, don't restrain the poor guy.
Yeah, that's good. I wonder if he'll come back.
To me, it does seem a lot like, we don't have a lot of footage, so sometimes he's just going to be on a walkabout.
And that's interesting because I believe that the Gold Ranger is like the team's 6th Ranger. So I don't know, maybe he'll just be back next week and they wanted to end this with he's having some space.
But, the 6th Ranger from Zaya Ranger, even when he first, he appeared, he was not in all the subsequent episodes.
No, that's fair.
I think that's true of the White Ranger as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out next week.
We will.
Alright. So that's the end of the episode.
That's it.
Alright. There's not really any monsters to put on the Ranger Danger Dino Charge creature feature, are there?
I think we have to put the blue balls on now.
Okay. They've been in a couple of episodes. Are they at
the bottom? They were... Yeah, absolutely.
Are they worse than Ice Age?
Yep.
Alright. Sure. That's number 12.
I feel bad for them. They were the monster of the week. They just happened to be in 2 episodes and somehow be less interesting than all other monsters despite having 2 episodes.
Yeah, well, that's just how it works, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Fantasy Zordon, Matt? How did you go this week?
I think I did pretty well.
Yeah?
So depending on your interpretation, I think I got 6 points for forming a combo weapon. Because Riley formed a combo weapon with Pink Ranger first.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he formed a weapon with Pink Ranger and Coda.
I'm not sure on that first one. He doesn't combine their weapons. He just, uses one and then uses the other.
That's true.
So, I mean, look, you're welcome to have it if you want, and we'll put points for the Pink Ranger as well. But...
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, sure.
Because to me, it's like, if Zack got the shield on his chest, I think it's kind of a combo weapon type situation.
Okay, fair enough.
So, 6 points for that, 2 for Coda and 4 for Riley. Power-up mode for both my guys, obviously. And 3 points for Coda for delivering the morphing call.
Yep.
And 4 points for my missing Rangers.
So how many points is that in total, Matt?
That is a total of 17.
And how many points is that for each specific Ranger, sorry?
That is, for Coda, 7.
Yep.
6 for Riley. And then 2 for my missing Rangers each.
Alright, well, Shelby got 4 points for 2 combination weapons. And 2 points for a power-up mode, so that's 6 for her. Chase just entered a power-up mode this week, so that's 2 for him. and 2 more for the Aqua and Silver Rangers each. So I closed this one on 12 points.
Oh, that's not too bad.
At the end of this episode, Matt, there's 6 points between us.
Oh no, are you still winning?
I am winning. I'm on 167.
Yep.
It looks like the top of the field is 172.
Oh, wow.
And some of our listeners are right up there.
Yep.
And the bottom end of the field is 156.
Hey.
So
it's still a pretty tight horse race.
Yeah, there's not 20 points between them.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
And I guess that's the end of Breakout. We've got a new Power Ranger.
We do. How do you think it compares to the first appearance of the Green Ranger?
I'm trying to remember what the first appearance of the Green Ranger is a big deal.
Yes.
And then also the first appearance of the White Ranger is a big deal.
Yes.
It's like the only appropriate one to compare it to is most of those subsequent 6th Rangers, which I haven't seen either since I was 8 or at all.
Okay, that's interesting. So, I think, like, they could have made this as much of a big deal as, say, Tommy, though, right?
Probably.
I think it's just that they did so much so quickly.
Yeah, I feel like the pacing on... I mean, this isn't a 3-parter as such, but the pacing on these 3 episodes is kind of weird.
Yeah. I think, too, making the Gold Energem not the Gold Ranger the sort of impending thing takes a bit of the steam out of it.
Yep, sure.
But with the first appearance of Tommy, he was the evil Green Ranger for a little bit, and he was actively out there antagonizing him.
Yep.
Whereas with this, it was sort of like, oh, there's probably going to be a Gold Ranger, but we're not sure about that. And then all of a sudden he was there, and he went from that to being an awesome Power Ranger in moments.
Yeah, I mean, we did not have to see a Gold Ranger this week based on kind of the other episodes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there was a Gold Ranger and he was kicking ass, and now I guess he's a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know...
Just a sharp turnaround.
Yeah. Interesting. Exciting. I like this show.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll be back next week.
Yeah, if they decide to show another episode.
Yeah. According to my schedule, there is another episode next week. It's called Night After Nights. Both of those nights being spelled with a K.
I see what they did there. I don't actually. What?
No,
like, without the K's, night after night isn't really like an idiom.
I mean, like, night after night is. Like, he did that night after night. But night after night...
But that's not... like, that's a phrase because of the word after, but specifically for nights, that's not a common...
I
don't...
No.
Oh, well. Mysteries abound.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that it'll be pretty Gold Ranger heavy as well. Based on that
You'd
name.
think.
Because he's a knight. But I guess we'll see.
Yep.
Alright.
Maybe it's just about, like, late study sessions. Oh, no, none of them are students. Never mind.
And they're spelled with a K.
Yeah, but they could be studying nights.
Okay, if they're studying nights next week, I will give you a medal.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Very excited.
You shouldn't be.
I'd love a medal.
You're not going to get a medal. That's right.
Now I'm sad.
All right. So,
yeah,
I guess we'll see everyone next week. I guess that's it.
Bye, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Dino Charge!
Oh, I just realized I was supposed to have headphones in. 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 Have head